had been talking about getting a dog for a while, and at the time I was traveling a lot for work, and there was one day where Angie said that she was just going to go get a cat. So we decided, got a little spit up here. We decided to go to the shelter that day and look at dogs. And we were just going to kind of start looking around to see if any dogs gelled with us really well. And we walked a few dogs, and there weren't any there that really stuck out to us. And then when we were about to leave, the ladies at the shelter told us that they just got one dog back from being altered that day, and asked if we wanted to see him. And it ended up being Goose, and he was still somewhat sedated and a little goofy and running around with his cone kind of knocking everything over. He wasn't actually available to be adopted for, I think, another few days or a week. Yeah, so we just went back and saw him every day for, I think, the next 3 days until we were able to actually bring him home. And yeah, we were pretty much in love as soon as we met him. When we first saw Goose, he was just really goofy and very cute, so that helped things. But he seemed to be drawn to me right away. He jumped up in my lap and just started giving me a bunch of kisses, and he was just so happy and playful.
We don't know much about Goose's background. His paperwork said he was between 8 and 11 months when we adopted him. It said that he had kids in the family, and he would playfully let the kids sit on him.
Politely
let the kids sit on him. So we knew that he'd be good with kids, and that's kind of one of the things we were looking for at the time. As far as Goose adjusting to living with us, I don't think there were too many challenges. He was pretty well trained, and he only had like one accident in the house the entire time we've had him, and I think he's like counter surfed maybe twice.
Yeah.
But other than that, he was pretty well trained when he came here.
Goose is great with the kids. He
tolerates a lot.
Yeah, our son Miles can be a little rough with him, but he has never once shown any signs of aggression. And he loves Sophie, our new baby. He loves to give her kisses, and she loves to pet him. So they're forming a quick bond.
Goose benefited a lot by getting adopted into our family. He became center of attention immediately. He goes on walks all the time, hikes. He has a lot of fun. He has a lot of cuddles.
He's a big cuddler. He'll wait for us to get into bed at night and then eventually work his way up in between us until one of us is just on a sliver of the side of the bed, and he's taking up about a third of it. Goose has made our daily lives a little bit more structured. He's demands that he gets 3 walks a day at very specific times. If we're trying to sleep in at all, I will typically be woken up to either his face right next to mine while he's sitting next to the bed breathing on me, or just pawing at my chest. And then the longer I ignore him, the more he gets onto my chest and starts to slam his paws a little harder.
So a story that sticks out the most about Goose's bond with us is when we had Miles. He got really upset when we left to go to the hospital, and my mom was here watching Goose and here with him for like 3 days while we were at the hospital. He was so upset that he refused to eat. I think he was worried about me being sick.
He didn't walk at all either.
He didn't walk. Like, he didn't want to leave the house. But when we came home, he immediately changed.
Yeah, he jumped into my arms as soon as we got home.
Yeah. He could sense that there was something wrong.
I think something that I wish people knew about shelter animals is just that, a lot of times they've been surrendered for reasons that are outside of their control. It's not that they're bad animals at all. It's because of circumstance with owners, or heaven forbid an owner passes and leaves a dog.
Finances.
Finances. There's a lot of different reasons why someone can't take care of an animal anymore, and it's not just because they're a bad pet.
Looking back, we are so happy that we had adopted Goose. He started us as a family, and he is honestly like the perfect dog for us.
I think he trained us to
He
get us
trained us
ready
for
for
kids.
kids.